Oh, not ready yet. One. Hello everyone and welcome to the NWTC live draw by popular demand, or at least by demand of some people who didn't trust myself and Ben to do a unbiased picking of the balls, as it were. So what we have here is obviously you have Ben on the camera here. We also have Kev joining us through Discord, so say hi Kev.
Kev.
There you go, he's coming through. Great. So basically the agenda for this is we're going to cover the NWTC. It's this weekend, obviously, Saturday, Sunday in Wrexham. We'll cover the where it's being held, the timetable. We'll also cover good locations for parking. I think that's important. Yeah. And maybe, just to highlight might need to do some meal planning for the evening and stuff like that, but we'll organise that through the captains and whatever for the evening. We'll also cover the mission deck and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of work's gone into this, I would say. It's part of the growth of the WNC, the Wales National Championships. That's been a joint effort between myself, Ben, Kev, Andy from the south, and Liam Keane as well from West Wales as well. And I don't know if I can bring it up on here, but okay, this is going to be our live draw. So here's the magical box. Ben, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I'm just going to swap that over to this and just show you. Obviously, if those who aren't aware, the Welsh National Championships, there will be the captain announcement at the event, and also the leadership announcement at the event. So there will be a new leadership team in place for the Welsh national team for 40k.
The stream's very quiet.
Is the stream quite quiet apparently? Okay, I'll just whack that up to maximum and bring the mic down. Thanks for the feedback. There we go, and we'll speak up as much as possible. The Invitational, which will help us decide and determine the future team, the largest squad. Application processes will be coming through, and how we do that needs to be decided. There might be new processes in place, so please wait for that. That will come after the NWTC. If you aren't familiar with the website, Wales National Championship, it has on here how long until that Invitational if you want to get on the squad. It also has a news section where we do promote, his West Wales events here. Ben was announced as the North Wales captain. Some of the events we run, what you can expect, the prize support, the trophies. In terms of prize support for this event, there are trophies, which you probably saw on the screen. You'll see them in a bit later. We also have these cool booklets that everyone will have. So they do contain, I think I can jump into that here, all of the missions, which we've agreed cross-regional, of the ones that which we want to have. Shock horror, supply drop isn't in there because no one wants to play supply drop. But also we've gone to great effort, and that's Adam Studdart. We have to give a big thank you to do this kind of layout here, much more simplified. You have hopefully a rapid deployment of the terrain because time is always an issue. So those will be available to everyone who's attending, and hopefully they'll be useful for the rest of the year as well. Aside from that, we will talk about the location. So the WTC has been a great success. I think we've got, if you add up all the members across the clubs that have taken part in the events, that play 40k actively and expressing interest in the national team, we're up to over 700 as it was a couple of months ago, which is fantastic.
Well, you just got to look at this event, our first team size event, and we've had to limit numbers. Obviously, we've got 50 individuals joining us this weekend for the first NWTC.
You might need to speak up a bit, Ben. Sorry,
the mic's quite far away. So we've got obviously 50 individuals travelling this weekend to come and play our first teams event at the back off of the as part of the Welsh National Championships and beginning to build these events. And I think we probably, with perhaps a bigger venue next year, could maybe fill well beyond that. So I think it's a good example of how bringing this Welsh community together has really started to grow the amount of people and the interest. So
and it's a personal passion project of mine, and very much supported by those captains I mentioned earlier, and Kev, who's here as well, to build the grassroots and make the team representative, and make sure there's a lot of transparency about how do you get on the team, how do you identify people who are good enough to be in the team now, and perhaps people who want to be in the team in the future, and get them involved. So it's a big part of that. You will find on the website information as well on the tables. Talk about transparency. So you have the north, the west, and the south section there. If you're not familiar, they have dates for how you get involved in those WNC events, and the tables, which Kev is sitting quite comfortably at the top there. Kev.
Yeah, and I think if you look at those tables, probably about 80% of the players coming this weekend have all been involved in the various regional leagues. So it's a great opportunity here, I think, to play certainly what I believe is the most fun form of 40k, and that is the teams style. To get out this weekend, play some games, get to meet a lot of people that have been playing in the regions across the year, and look forward to the invitational end of the year. So
it's a big one.
Going to be a good weekend.
I hope so. It's going to be very exciting. And that leads us over to Kev, probably, if you want to say a little bit. You were really instrumental in finding this location for us, Kev, at short notice. I've got the information on the screen, hopefully for those at home. I'll just click on that and open that up now. Is there anything you want to say about the WNC or the location and anything like that around parking and stuff like that as well? Please go ahead.
You've given me the fun job. Oh, thanks, boys.
Yeah.
No, so this is actually where we held Home Nations a couple of years ago in this venue. It's a really nice big space. It's located just on the edge of Wrexham. There's parking on site. It is a church, so what they've asked is that we don't park there on the Sunday morning because we want the parishioners to be able to go in. But there's a big car park on Island Green right behind it. That's your best place to park. There's another car park just to the side of it, where you'll see Dunelm, Pizza Hut and that. Do not park there. That is a car park that you cannot leave that site. So if you park there, you will get a fine. So literally the building right behind. So it's a slight time delay on the screen that I can see, but hopefully the boys are working their way around and showing you. Yes, they appear to be doing that.
Yeah, so here's the Island Green car park here on the screen. No, sorry.
Right.
I'm just, so you'll have to accept there's a bit of a delay, Kev, but the Island Green one next to the Wrexham Central train station, that's okay for long car parking, is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, there's plenty of parking there. Make sure you obviously do the ticket thing there.
Yeah.
It's the one to the other side that you don't want to park it.
Don't go into this one opposite the McDonald's. This is the McDonald's here. Don't go there. I've also found that the other train station, Wrexham General, has some quite cheap long stay car parking as well, and it's quite comfortable walking distance as well.
Yeah, and ultimately, read the signs. If you park somewhere, check you can park there. That would be my advice.
Just to highlight, this is the church hall here. This building here. This is the church hall. Don't park in the church if you can, please, because it is even on a Saturday. I think it is a controlled area. These are all easy walking distances. Obviously, the train station is also an easy walking distance if you're getting the train. And I'll just again go to Street View, so it's quite obvious where we're at. There's the church, through here, straight ahead, and I don't know if the Google camera went into the car park. It did not. Okay, so there is the for those at home. That's where the church hall is. So there we go. That's it really. So thanks for organising that for us, Kev. So we will be there early doors. It's going to be 9 a.m. Doors open. Round 1 should start at 9:30. Obviously, if we all get in there nice and early, we can do our pairings nice and early. There will be a lunch break, and we have designed rounds 2 and 3 on Saturday to be the same deployment type. So if I look at that, that's round 1. Round 2 and 3 is going to be both search and destroy taking whole linchpin, so there's no need to change maps between the rounds. Hopefully that'll help speed things up. And then again on the Sunday, which is of course 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, we've also done double crucible, so there's no need to change terrain as well.
Nice.
So hopefully that will aid everyone in doing that. So yeah, so if I get
everything I'd say, boys, is if we can do similar to the WTC, is that when you finish your game, set the table up for the next person, and that way, when they're coming onto the when a new team are coming onto that lane, everything's all set up ready for them.
And that leads us to the teams, really. So we have up here, someone's changed my team name, it's probably Ben. Team D-Side Defenders, Alpha 1. I had a slightly different name when I made the team. D-Side Primarchs. Then that's 2 teams from D-Side. Try to limit it to make sure as many clubs could come as possible, because there's a lot of clambering, a lot of people wanted to come here, and it's quite hard for us to actually say, sorry, not this time. Hopefully in the future we can expand it. 5 Roads coming in next, and then Gwent. That'll be the first time I've seen a Gwent team up here, that's for sure, Gwent players. Happy to see that. Second 5 Roads, Armageddon, that's Llandudno. So they are brand spanking new into the Welsh scene. So we really want to make sure they have a really good welcome. And I'm sure everyone will in the community be involved in welcoming them. So yeah, and then we've got the Vale. Coming up, there's some big hitters in some of these teams. What's this one here? Then we have VR. That'll be Vale's second team or first team. I'm not going to speculate. Then we have Rexhammer, Part 2, and the Super Happy Fun team, which is Kev's team himself, which I think is only missing Manny and as a ringer there.
Unfortunately, they had a Glasshammer event and he couldn't make it. Otherwise, he was totally up for it.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
No, I mean, again, we've got 50 people coming. I think actually we have at least 50% of this year's Welsh team playing in this event. Really strong field.
And a lot of hopefuls.
So
That's more than that, in fact. 5 out of the 8.
Oh, is it 5 of the 8?
5. So really, what?
Oh yes, we've got Taff and obviously.
No, 6. 6
Gaz.
of the 8. God, I can't even count or know my own team. Dear God.
Oh, so we're just missing Alex and Gaz. Well, there you go. For those who are attending, you've got the majority of the Welsh team are going to be playing in the event, which I think is a great opportunity to meet some of these guys, have a chat amongst the community, see how bad they actually are and how good your chances of getting into the team, which I think is to bring down those barriers. So
I'm not saying if you spank a current member of the squad, you stand a good chance of getting on the team next year, but you might. myself included. But yeah.
I believe we weren't supposed to discuss the kink shaming on the player page.
Not yet, anyway. So as you can see, the display on the screen at the moment. What we have before us, Ben, explain what you've done here.
So what's the concept behind the draw? We have 10 teams, but we do have 4 clubs that have all brought multiple teams. Based on feedback and our own experience of events, we've made a decision as the organising committee to ensure that club teams are split in the first round. Now, the reasoning behind that, lots of reasons. Also, we appreciate a lot of people are travelling many hours to get to North Wales.
And we do appreciate that. Everyone.
And we also want to make sure that we give them the opportunity to play new people. We also like the idea of building the community. So actually, in the morning, we want people to be able to meet new individuals, perhaps play against people they've not played against, and start the day with a really good positive vibe, as opposed to playing the people you play every day.
You might feel a bit robbed, might you? But I wouldn't suggest that's the case. But so that's
going to mix it up. So ultimately, it means that we have 8 teams that can't be drawn against their second team from their club. We have colour coded the draw balls, and I will show you these now. So going into the machine, so to speak. So
I don't know what colour represents.
Josh has no idea what colour represents which club, what balls which ball.
I haven't got a clue.
He also now can't see the colours. So the way we're going to organise the draw is Josh will draw a ball. He will then draw a second coloured ball. If they are the same colour, then we will take one out and he'll draw a second one to make the match. And we cross our fingers and pray that we don't end up with 4 same colour balls at the end. But then we can just mix them. So that's the concept behind it. We're trying to split things up. After the first round, it's a free-for-all. If you draw your second team or your first team in the second round, then you play the game. You've earned the right to be there. That's the way it goes. So it's just so we're clear.
Winning
on that.
team is the winning club, right? That's how we're doing this.
Yeah. So again, for a bit of context, one of the conversations the NWTC has started life originally as a kind of North Wales clubs competition. And this is the first year we've expanded it to outside of those initial 2 or 3 clubs. We want it's winner takes all. So even if you have 2 clubs from 2 teams from a club, they aren't working together. The winner is the winner. So 10 teams all vying for the championship.
Would say we thought it would be self-policing in some respect, because if you have one amazing team and one rubbish team, then all you're going to be doing is handing victories over to your opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's the last thing we wanted, was just to stack certain teams, or have all the Welsh players in one team, for example.
And while I am trying to build suspense and delay the draw as much as possible, there is one more important point. The next team event, we will do it in the south.
So the not entirely sure on timings are we just yet, but the next team tournament will be in the south of the country, and I think the idea is to alternate the location, the hosting every time we run it. We want the NWTC, the teams event, similar to the way you perhaps go and play the ITT team events and the UKTC events, to be something that's available and you look forward to come and play for the Welsh community to help support the growth of the Welsh game.
That's why we tried to keep, despite price support, despite rent and costs of tables, terrain, all that sort of stuff, we have tried to keep this as cheap as humanly possible. And it is. You consider I think it's £45 each. It's great value for 2 days of Warhammer, especially with the price support we're hoping to bring along. But you'll get more information on that in a bit. So, I think we have teased them for long enough.
Yeah, so the real reason everyone wants to actually be here is to find out who they're playing, so they can start matrixing and looking at the lists and opportunities.
Yeah.
So I think we've kept you waiting.
I have to add, I don't even
enough.
know what lists my own team's taken. So, but I have heard rumour that some teams are taking this very seriously, Ben. So,
well, we shall see at the weekend.
So
Josh, if you would like to draw the first ball, hand it to me, please.
it is green. I don't know what that means.
So the first team out of the hat.
It is raining. Let me close the door.
Try and show us. Well, I'm not sure it's going to come up on the camera. It is Val Renegade's Noble Lance.
Oh my god! Are we writing this down somewhere?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to put this into BCP as we go.
Oh right. Okay.
So our first team out is Val Renegade's Noble Lance. That is Andy's team.
Andy's team. Let's have a look. So Andy's team is Noble Lance. That is Andy Lewis himself on Chaos Space Marines, Mr. Ben Harris on Chaos Knights, Chloe Chippendale on Blood Angels, Nicholas Christian Secker on Eldari, and Taff Jones on Death Guard. That's that's a good mix of factions, that's for sure, and a very good mix of players.
I'm removing the other green ball just for temporarily, so you can't accidentally draw that one.
Okay.
Give it a mix.
And we have blue.
So they will be playing.
He's got a cheeky smile. That must be a D-side team.
The D-side Primarchs. So that is D-side Primarchs.
D-side Primarchs is Captain Nick Mag. They have Matthew Jones on Chaos Demons, Mike Dalby on World Eaters, Nick Mag himself, the captain on Adeptus Custodes, Paul Sheard on Sororitas, and Reese Molyneux-White on Drukhari for the first time. He's normally a
yes.
Death
So
Guard player.
this is, I say, we took the attitude at D-side not to have, as you said before, try and group all of the top players in one team. It's a good set of lists there. I mean, I said Reese is playing Drukhari for the first time, well, in his first tournament, I shouldn't say for the first time, which I think will be interesting. That's a really good matchup there. I mean, I quite like that one.
We're interested to see if Drukhari catches people out. It was some secret sauce at WTC this year.
It was interestingly, and I said this before, when I was looking at the list checking, we had 5 Death Guard players, and then we also had 5 Drukhari players. For this tournament the weekend. 5
Drukhari players. I've never even seen. I didn't know 5 people play Drukhari in the UK.
Yeah, so 10% of the lists were split across. For Drukhari, and then 10% were Death Guard. So you're probably going to face one of them.
Okay, interesting.
Next up,
can
please.
I'm getting quite excited about this then. Orange and
so
yellow.
that means it's one of the clubs that doesn't have a partner club.
Okay.
So that means it's either Gwent or the Llandudno club. Ormageddon.
And it is?
It is Gwent Reavers.
Gwent Reavers, let's get all those people there. We have Mr. Luke Bower himself as the captain. Gavin Watkins will be playing CSM. Lewis Davies on Emperor's Children. Luke Ellsbow, the captain, on World Eaters. I'm traditionally an Orc player. Last time I played him at the RTT down south. Matthew Shelley-Selwood on Genestealer Cult. And Ryan Meek on Adeptus Mechanicus. That's a good mix. I mean, I think Cult and Mechanicus people aren't really used to playing in those, and those are some horde lists. So if you haven't prepared for that in this night meta, you're going to struggle, I think. So that's great. Okay. Oh, sorry, you're waiting on me, are you?
Next up.
Oh, God, here we go. Sorry. And it is orange.
Okay, so that will make it. It is Mambo number 5RB. So it is Mambo number 5. That will be Liam's team.
Oh
Captain,
my God, coming out swinging.
Captain Liam himself.
They will be out to devastate their opponents, I'm sure. Liam is the captain. We have George Ford on Imperial Knights, Liam Keane on Emperor's Children, Richard Gaskell on Orcs, of course, and we have Ryan Reese on Adeptus Militarum, and Thomas Warwick on Jakari, our second Jakari player. Okay.
NWTC.
So this is the third draw.
It is.
Blue, so we know.
Okay, so we
That's
know who
us.
that is. So this is D-side Team Alpha 1.
Alpha 1.
So it is.
Are you separating them?
Yeah.
So you know what to put into PCP later. Yeah, oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
I should be looking at the chat here.
That's why I'm doing it as we go.
Classic Josh ball fondling. Thank you very much, Ash. You are familiar with it. Fondle those balls, Josh. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
So we have Val Renegades. These D-side Primarchs. We have Gwent Reavers versus. Oh, hang on. Your tool.
What have you done, Ben?
I have no idea. We have D-side. I put them by the balls and they've just all blown everywhere.
Oh, I did close the door.
D-side Primarchs versus
Vale.
Renegades.
Then it was Gwent
Then we
into
have
5RB.
Gwent into 5RB.
And then that's our D
And then
side.
it is D-side Alpha 1. And
Yeah.
we need to draw the opponent.
Correct. So, there's nothing. It is a green one.
So this is VR Traitors. So Val Renegade Traitors. So interestingly, Val and D-side have drawn each other's teams.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot in all the confusion and or excitement, if you want to call it that, to do our list. So I'm the captain, apparently. Ben Lane is playing Imperial Knights. We have Fernando Sarino, Fernando Jones next year perhaps, on Thousand Suns. Jordan Davies on Tau Empire, Mr. Josh Burns on Space Wolves, and myself on Eldari. And we are playing into. They were VR Traitors. That's
into VR Traitors. Yeah.
that is team captain Gareth Lane on Votan, Mr. Gerard Purcell, I hope I'm saying that correct, on Dark Angels, James Coltman on Astra Militarum, Reese Lewis on World Eaters, and Robert Jones on Drukhari. That's the third Drukhari.
Okay.
Okay.
So next up, now just check. I think we have 4 balls that are the different colour or not.
Well, I dare not look.
We will have.
Got 2 Rexhammer teams in there, so
Yeah.
they can't be different colours.
So
next one's got to be a red.
next one has to be a red. So I'll take that one out in
Yeah.
preparation. It's going well. 5 Roads to Midnight.
5
Is the
Roads
next
to
up.
Midnight. Okay, let's have a look. That is obviously a 5 Roads one. I'm looking on my screen now. 5 Roads to Midnight is Captain Jonathan Matthews. That is Alex Nash on Astra Militarum. Jonathan Matthews, the captain on Imperial Knights. Nathan Woodlake on World Eaters. Tim Yessin on Necrons. And Thomas Lewis on Death Guard. And they are playing. Oh,
Give 'em a
You
quick
do it?
little mix up. There you go.
I have no idea which one's which. It doesn't matter.
It'll be
That one.
of the Wrexhammer teams. We know that as much. So it will be 5 roads, and it is the longest piece of paper I've ever seen in my life, which stands for Wrexham Super Happy Fun Team.
Yes, Wrexham Super Happy Fun Team.
Super Happy Fun!
It is the team captain himself, Kev Hughes, with the Welshest team you've ever seen. Ash Loftus and Blood Angels, Christopher Chinotal on CSM, Gareth Jones from Chaos Knights, Kev Hughes on Votan, he's back on his Votan, and Mr. Simon Weiss on Necrons. Back on the Votan there, Kev.
Yeah, I am. It's the Kevlog Brand Flakes detachment,
Yeah.
which has caused some controversy in list checking.
Oh, right.
But I dare say it could be fun. I've only played 1 game of it though, so it'll be just as interesting for me to figure out what they do as my opponent to figure out what they do.
So this is your new codex, right?
Brand new codex. Absolutely massive change from the old way it plays. There's no ignore cover, there's no +1 to wound, but there's a lot of fun tricks in there, and it just makes them... They've gone from the most honest army in the game to now being a bit more fun, a bit more clever. You have to entirely change the strategy between how they used to play to how they do play now, but it should be good. I reckon this army will probably sit around about the middle thingy. It's one that I don't think will be a top tier one, but it's one that I think will definitely perform well. And hopefully, I like armies that sit at a level where they're not likely to get hit by the nerf bat too soon. So after painstakingly painting the buggers, I won't then just have to throw them in the bin 5 weeks later. Yep. But we'll see.
Great, and that means there's only 2 left.
It is, but let's hope nothing's gone horribly wrong and they are the teams we're expecting.
Should I just pick the 2? They are at least 2 different colours. So that's my best ball handling.
So, I'll open it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. I'll help.
So we know the draw, but it is just confirmed that everything's above board. It's Rec Shots Part 2.
Rec Shots Part 2, and that is into Armageddon from Candid Noah, first appearance on the Welsh scene. So
fantastic.
Let's have a look. That is Rex. Where are they? Where the bloody hell are they? I can't find that. Rex and Tina. There they are. Shots parted. It is Richard Dodd as captain, with Alex Ray on Nids, Dave Arkness on Death Guard, John Shaw on Drakari, Peter Duff on Chaos Demons, and the captain Richard Dodd on Chaos Knights. Doddy himself. And that is into Armageddon. Oh my god, it is Daryl Ruffley on Chaos Knights, Ian Hensey on Space Marines Astartes, Periwinkle Welsh on World Eaters, I assume. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to publish the pairings.
You're trying to publish them, right? Okay. Richard Naismith, Notorious Noble on Death Guard, standing in for D-side defenders there because they had a last-minute drop. And forgive me if I say this wrong, but I think it's Timothy Goff or Goff. Go.
I will take your word for it.
On Drakari, and he can correct me on the weekend, I'm sure. So that's it. So, shall we run through those pairings one last time?
So I've hit the publish button on BCP. It is a brand new beta feature, so I'm hoping it works. And that it's now, if you now go to pairings, I'm hoping it is now public.
It is. Look at that. It's fantastic.
If people, you will see it because you're also a tournament organizer. If guys, if anybody finds they can't see the pairings on BCP, please do just let us know in one of the chat groups.
Yeah.
But just to confirm. The first pairing is Val Renegade's Noble Lance versus D-Side Primarchs. The second pairing is Gwent Reavers versus Mambo number 5.
Yep.
The third pairing is D-Side Defenders Team Alpha 1 versus VR Traitors. The fourth pairing is 5 Roads to Midnight versus the Super Happy Fun Team. And then we finish with Armageddon into Rec Shots Part 2.
Fantastic.
So the draw.
There you go. No accusations of foul play here, I think it's safe to say. And what can I say except for we are going to be doing a lot more stuff related to the Welsh team on this channel, hopefully, as public outreach. So like, subscribe, follow us, and we'll do as much as possible. That will include things like reading new lists, army factions, and even battle reports. And hopefully streaming our events in the future, which is something we couldn't do this time.
Absolutely. That's the hope with... But once we know the layout and the space and the opportunity to stream some games, will be great to get them live.
Exactly. Well, I can't think of anything else to say, so I think that's a good excuse for us to stop. Kev, any closing statements?
Oh, looking forward to seeing you all on the weekend, and hope you have a good laugh and a few pints afterwards.
Excellent closing statement. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. See you on the weekend. Bye.